can you hear me right now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. First of all, we would like to thank you so much for joining our unique and meaningful special event for today. You know that we aim to ensure that every child across the world achieves their full potential by supporting and celebrating teachers and schools all over the world. We also believe in the strength of community and the effect of the network that come from bringing teachers, students, parents, and even schools together. And the 21st Century Digi-Skillz platform, we have ambitious plans. We are looking for motivated, committed, and like-minded teachers and educators and education advocates. We have our awesome 21st Century Digi-Skillz ambassadors who support our activities with the goal of improving the quality of education, not only in our countries, but internationally as well. And we are so thankful to the weekly team and the Flipgrid team for sparking creativity among all educators all over the world. So with Flipgrid and with weekly, I think that sparking creativity is easier than ever. And such webinars, I think that it's a festival of creativity in unlike any other events. We have amazing featured speakers. We have special guests with engaging ways to learn the 21st century Digi-Skillz we need to get ahead. They are all a part of the biggest celebration of creativity of its kind. So let me share my screen for first to start with our founder greeting. I think that Ms. Ochi, the founder, has something to say to welcome all the participants, to welcome all the guest speakers, the special guests. So let's start with Ms. Ochi. Ms. Ochi, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly. Am I audible?
Yes.
I think you can hear me now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're joining us from. I say Happy New Year. This new year is going to be great. A lot of connectivity, collaborations, and I'm wishing everyone the best. Okay, whatever that you could ask for shall be granted unto you. So I'm super excited to be seeing everyone, especially our special guest in our midst. I'm Scott team from Flipgrid. You're highly welcome. And Wacklet, I can see James on board as well. Thank you so much. I know you guys have a tight schedule, not minding that, but you are here with us. That's why we are better together. And for us to, we are all promoting this mission. Thank you so much. And today we are having our January webinar series. And honestly, it has not been easy. I know everybody must have been busy with one thing or the other, but I really appreciate everyone, all the educators joining us from all over across the globe. This is really awesome. Thank you so much. And we're not going to waste much of your time. 21st Digi-Skillz is an initiative that was created to bridge the gap of digital divide by integrating the 21st century learning skills. So it promotes the sustainable development goals, goal 4, which is quality education. So we are all in this together, and it's better. As we are here now, that's how we are going to solve these global issues. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave to Mohammed to get to the business of the day. I officially welcome everyone on board, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Uchi, for your welcome message. And now we have, you know that we have a mission, which is to support each educator in everywhere, to support them with the support they needed, just only to create and to innovate with excellence through professional development. And that's why we would like to reach everyone. We would like to provide the support, the help which is needed, just only to spark creativity with their students in the face-to-face teaching or even during remote learning. So we have some featured speakers for today from different parts from the world, just only to share their ideas, their best practices, their stories, their tips and tricks on how they are teaching remotely or with their students physically. So the first featured speaker who is going to present for today is Miss Gloria from Ochi. We have one of the best teachers in Nigeria, which is Miss Gloria. She is a global educator. She is Pim Pali School ambassador. She is a weekly community leader, and of course, she is a 21st Century Digi-Skillz ambassador. So, Miss Gloria, can you hear me? Miss Gloria, just a second. You can unmute yourself, please. You are muted, Miss Gloria. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you see my presentation? Can you see my presentation?
Yeah, I can see it. Hello, everybody. Yes. Okay. Okay. Should I start now?
Yes, you should. You have up to 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're joining from. My name is Gloria Ifeanyiwa Ayogo from Nigeria. I'm going to be talking about bridging the digital divide in education. Okay. Mohammed, please, the first slide, please. The first slide, okay. What is digital divide? Okay, digital divide refers to the inequalities in physical access to technology, as well as the imbalances in resources and skills needed in effectively participating in a digital and becoming a digital citizen. What are the implications? What are the implications of this digital divide? The massive digital divide gap in education means that it is a great hindrance to the development of the underdeveloped area. The people living in the underdeveloped areas are not capable of intervening or inventing new technologies and conducting researches and aimed at promoting. Can you hear me? I can hear myself twice or thrice. It's echoing. Please, can you all hear me?
Yes, perfect, clear.
Okay. So the people living in the underdeveloped areas are not capable of inventing new technologies and conducting researches aimed at promoting the living standard of the population. So the technologies and the digital splits not only impact on the future of the young minds, but also reduces the chance of having great career. As a result, students from different backgrounds, geographies, communities lose their chances to develop innovative solutions and to be responsible in the society. Please, the next slide. Caught in the digital divide. In the 21st century, knowledge, information, and skilled labor and a highly skilled labor force are increasingly significant determinants of growth in the global economy. But the digital split is increasing the gap, thereby barricading the students from receiving the learning aids. Since rich people have the money to purchase and get easy access to latest technology and get hold of the best available learning aids, as a result, they gain excellent education while the poor stay stuck to outdated old ideas to stagnate. Apart from this, students from poor neighborhood could not gain admission into schools that were adamantly embracing ICT. First, they remain exclusively for the affluence in the society. For children in low-income school districts, inadequate access to technology can obstruct them from learning and tech skills that are crucial to success in today's economy. Now, the question that arises is, why is it important to bridge this gap? By closing this gap, there will be a positive impact on countries and people. Through the use of the internet and technology, students will be able to create a significant difference in the community by learning new ways to tackle the issues, working together to achieve a common goal, thinking creatively to develop solutions to complex problems, and finally, making the world a better place for living. The upcoming generations of students will experience better learning as they can have better access and use various learning tools available on the internet. This in turn will diminish the gap between the rich and the poor. And also the poor will be able to, join in, be able to learn better ways to empower themselves. Lastly, it will improve digital literacy capacity all over the world. How can we bridge this gap? Bridging the gap of digital divide. Digital divide has become a hot topic for discussion for today's leaders. It has become necessary for these leaders to provide such solutions that can address this gap. It doesn't matter from where the solution comes. What matters is it should conquer the mountains of obstacles that affects education. In the end, all that matters is that the digital gap should be closed for development of people and countries. We're going to look at ways in which we can bridge this, the importance of bridging the gap. Through the use of the internet and technology, students will be able to create a significant difference in the community. The upcoming generations of students will experience better learning as they can have better access and use various learning tools available in the internet. It will improve the digital literacy capacity all over the world. So we have to come together, we have to embrace technology and make sure that every country, whether the undeveloped or the developed countries, they all embrace digital, they all embrace technology, because the world is turning into a technological and global village. So with this, I'm going to end my point by saying that digital gap in education has to end. And that is why we are here. We're here to, bridge that gap and look forward to the solutions of better education. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Julia, for this amazing presentation. Now, let me invite one of our very special guests, Ms. Anne from Flipgrid team. But before inviting you to say something, just to encourage our mission, Ms. Anne, just to support the educators everywhere, I'd like to say that we invited Flipgrid and Wakelet just to inform you that Wakelet and the Flipgrid are my favorite, are not only my favorite, but our favorites. We would like to show you, we would like to inform you on behalf of our mission, on behalf of educators everywhere, that how much love we have for you. And the work you are doing, Wakelet and the Flipgrid, is truly incredible. We really appreciate the work you are doing. We really would like to support the Flipgrid and Wakelet in any way. So that's why Wakelet and the Flipgrid are our favorites. Now I invite you, Ms. Anne, to unmute yourself, say some few words just to encourage educators everywhere to support our mission, and the microphone is yours. Ms. Anne, here you go.
Thank you, my friend Mohammed. Thank you. And I want to say thank you to Uche and Stormy and the 21st Digi-Skillz team for inviting me to spend some time with you this morning. I'm coming to you live from the East Coast of the United States. So my day is just getting started on Saturday morning, but I think it's incredible that educators literally around the world right now are spending time on their Saturday to continue their professional learning, to dig in and talk about how transformative teaching and learning skills with technology can empower. And Gloria, thank you for a brilliant start to the day talking about the digital divide. But On behalf of Team Flipgrid, I simply want to say thank you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I spent 20 years in education, and I was a first grade teacher for a long, long time. And then I became a coach in my district before I joined Flipgrid. So I have the great honor of being a teacher helping teachers. And I am so inspired by the work that you all are doing, the creative ways that you empower your students to explore, to dig in, to learn on. And my why is all about authentic voice. And when we at Team Flipgrid say we're inspired every day by the incredible ways you all are giving your students pathways to share their voice, to create content, it is so inspiring. And I simply want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the work that you're doing. And literally folks around the world today are spending time, and I can see your smiles on the screen. And I just want to say too, I think it's super awesome that James is here from Wakelet. And I know James and we love Wakelet. And I feel like Wakelet and Flipgrid, like the community overlap is this beautiful thing. And it's this giant hug that literally wraps around the world. So to be able to just come on here and say, hi friends, it's so great to see your faces. But also just thank you. Thank you for the work that you're doing. And I'm getting like tears in my eyes because it's Saturday and you're teachers and you're still learning. So thank you for your heart, and thank you for all the incredible ways you're working to empower your students. You all inspire us every single day. So kudos to you, 21st Century Digi-Skillz. You're like the mission of this group is changing the world. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Anne. We really appreciate your words. Of course, we totally agree with you. We would like to say just only how technology can impact, can transform traditional education into digital ones. And we totally agree with you in your speech, and we really appreciate you. We really appreciate being here. We know that it's early morning in the US, and despite it's early morning, but you were very curious to attend, to join us, to join our meaningful, our unique event, just to support our mission, just to support the 21st Century Digi-Skillz. And this is what, and this is the real impact technology can do for us. So thank you so much on behalf of the founder and the 21st Century Digi-Skillz community. We would like to thank you so much for spending your time, for your passion, for your hard work, for your creativity, for everything you do to empower every voice, everywhere. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Anne. Yes. Now I'd like to invite Mr. James, if you would like to say something, some few words to encourage our mission to support educators everywhere. Mr. James, if you would like to say something, feel free to unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, am I unmuted? Can you hear me? Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you, everyone. And that was amazing to listen to that then. I completely agree with everything I'm saying. You are all so inspiring. Uchi, thank you for inviting me to come and say a few words. Mohammed, Stormy, Preeti, and it's just nice to see so many familiar faces from all over the world as well. And especially during times like these, I think we need something like this. And as Anne said, you can see everyone smiling as well, which is amazing to see. But no, thank you for inviting me to attend. Gloria, great presentation to start us off there. I definitely learned a few more things, but yeah, I just think it's amazing. The times we're in are quite crazy. So to see all of you take time out of your Saturday from all across the world to not only continue your professional development and kind of help yourselves, but also help your students, your communities as well. So a huge thank you. Just to echo what Anne said, a huge thank you for everything you're doing, not only for yourselves, but for your communities and also for the likes of Wakelet and Flipgrid too, because we always say we couldn't do any of this without you. The reason why the Wakelet tool, and I know the Flipgrid tool as well, is as good as it is as impactful as it is is because of people like yourselves. You feedback your suggestions on how we can improve it to then further help your students as well. So thank you. And yeah, just to kind of the last point, people like yourselves are making the world a much smaller place. With technology, that helps, but it's also down to community. Technology at the end of the day is just technology. It can sit there and do nothing. It's the people that bring it to life, really. So the people like yourselves, Mohammed, Stormy, Uchi, Gloria, Preeti, and everyone here, bringing a community together to talk about such important issues, and then bringing technology into that conversation as well, is so powerful. And like I said, not only for yourselves, but for us, your students, and your communities too. So yeah, just to echo what I said, thank you again for inviting me. Thank you again for putting together this group, this webinar, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the presentations and hopefully joining another one soon.
Thank you so much, Mr. James, for joining me, for your time, for everything you do to empower and inspire all of us. Thank you so much. So can we move to the next presenter? Can we move to the next featured speaker? I think that Miss Preeti. The microphone is yours, Miss Preeti. You can feel free to unmute yourself.
Pardon
Yes.
me, my brother. Pardon me, Preeti.
Yes.
Can we get a picture before Anne leaves? Because
Yes,
I'm all
for
about
sure.
the selfie.
For sure, yes.
And I know she has to go to another arrangement right now. So thank you all. Sorry, I had an interruption on the screen. Thank you all. Thank you, Anne. Have a great day.
Everybody, cheers. Thank you. Enjoy the learning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Miss
so
Anne.
much for joining us, Anne.
Okay, I'm done taking pictures, Brother Mohammed.
Yes.
Thank you, Preeti.
Now can you see my screen? Miss Preeti, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. I can see your screen.
Yes. Okay, I'll stop sharing and the microphone is yours. Feel free to share your screen and share your presentation. You have up to 10 minutes. Okay, Miss Preeti, now you can share your screen.
Okay, do I have to share my screen?
For sure, yes.
Okay, all right. Just give me a moment, please. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, clear, yes.
Okay. Just a moment, please.
Miss Preeti, before you start, can you hear me, Miss Preeti, before you start?
Yeah. I can hear you. I can.
Yeah. Miss Preeti is an educator from India. She is an administrator. She's an MIE expert, an MIE trainer. MCE certified educator and a Wakelet ambassador and leader as well. She is a Bansi ambassador, 21st Century Digi-Skillz ambassador, Global Teacher Award winner in 2018, and above all, she is a global learning mentor. So, Ms. Perky, the microphone is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed, for inviting me. I'm going to talk to you about assessments today. Assessments, we are all educators, and all educators right now in the pandemic, it was like everything had come to an halt, but not the education. Education, my dear friends, was going throughout the pandemic. In fact, we were all making it better day by day, achieving the goal, the Sustainable Development Goal number 4. And thankfully, we have so many tools to us that have helped us move throughout the pandemic, be it the MS Class Notebook, the assignments, the project-based learning happening with the new feature of the breakout rooms, where we can move our students into small groups. And when they move into small groups, they can discuss about their projects and they come out winners. And I'm very glad to talk to you, first of all, about the class notebook, the digital notebook, which has 3 sections wherein the teacher can post her class materials. That is the teacher's corner, wherein the students, it's like a library for students to view it, to refer to it. We have collaboration space, we have the OneNote notebook. It is much more. We have the assignments also, wherein the teacher schedules an assignment. She can put the timings as well, and when they have to be returned, and who has returned, who has not returned. And important for us all educators is the time to return the assignments. All this is so very beautifully done through the apps given to us through the teams, where we are all connected here today also from all across the world. We have joined from different places and meeting together for one cause, that there should be no stoppage to learning. So it's great learning from each other. Similarly, there was no stoppage to learning from our students also. They were also busy in learning, and their teachers were also what they have to do formally. The assessments also went through very nicely. And not to forget the Wakelet beautiful collections, the students' profile, the teaching, the revision, everything was happening through Wakelet. The students made their beautiful projects. The Flipgrid, a simple and accessible way where the students can make their videos. And this is some experience that from a preschooler to the educators teaching the high school, everybody can make use of. And yes, create a topic, engage your community, create a discussion topic, share it with your learning community. Learners record, share short videos with you in your class. And my dear friends, the Wakelet save links from across the web, video, articles, and more. So organize your links into stunning collections that can be kept by students as private, or they can refer to it later or make public. They can personalize their collections with images, notes, and choose different layouts, collaborate with one another. And in the end, I proudly say, we teachers have been able to achieve Sustainable Development Goal number 4 with the help of tools available to us in app teams. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Mohammed, we can't hear you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bertie, for the amazing presentation. We really appreciate the amazing work you are doing. Thank you so much. Let me introduce the next featured speaker, which is Ms. Abrajita from India. She is an MIA expert. She is an instructional coach and teacher trainer. She is an SDGs advocate. She is a CISO ambassador, middle school coordinator. Ms. Abrajita, can you hear me? If you can hear me, just feel free to unmute yourself. The microphone is yours.
Thank you so much. I didn't, in fact, recognize myself when all of that was being said. Can I just get the right to share the content, please?
Sure, yes.
Thank you so much. And it is, well, dinner time in India. And I am going to be, after this, shortly running into the kitchen. So I'll not cook up too much here. And I'll just take very little of your time before I move on. So I have enjoyed, if I may say the word enjoyed, during the pandemic, filling in a lot of information to my children through the beautiful web, tools that we've been using, and all across, all of us have been using that. Through this time, I've also understood that I should have, not just left my children just with using the tools as aid, but also using them for enhancement of their skills. And of course, we were also all trained onto this. We didn't see this coming. We weren't prepared for this, nor are our children going to be prepared for the things that are going to be coming in future. So our learning and teaching processes have to be very sustained over a period of time. And our school, where I teach, we are great propagators of the goals, as all of us are educators. And so therefore, I started off with this education in development, sustainable development. And I believe that this is the 18th goal. If the 17th goal is for partnership, 18th should be for collaborative education. And we will be able to integrate all the issues that we see across in the first 16 goals, to be able to have children ask questions, to be able to have children look at things in a very unique way, create solutions, and bring forth to us something like what Greta Thunberg did. She woke us up out of our slumber. And that is what our aim is. So how did we do that? We created a lot of different learning environments for our students through different pedagogical methodologies. The basic of everything remained student-centered. And what I really enjoyed, I'll just share a couple of experiences, and that's all that I will do here. I allowed my children to choose a goal that they thought would align themselves with the topic that was being discussed in class. And so they would go research on, let's say we were talking of Industrial Revolution. I'm a history teacher. So we spoke of Industrial Revolution, and they identified how, what happened during that time and what is still happening, what are the negatives of the development and Industrial Revolution. And then they thought of unique ways of resolving the issue. What came out from there was pollution, what came out from there was child labor, and then they started off with thinking the existing framework of the 17 goals. They aligned both of them together, and then they resolved issues. They even went to the extent of writing mails and campaigns for creating issues in front of the government bodies and addressing those matters. Of course, they were heard, because coming from the children, one hears them better always. So that was one thing that we did. Another thing that we did was we had children participate in many, many projects. And of course, the platforms that were provided to us, the showcase areas, were Flipgrid and Wakelet, Seesaw. All of these tools aided and put through our processes into much simpler ways. We allowed for children to collaborate on these projects, not only within India, but across different countries, zones. And they were working on different sustainable goals to be able to reach their own solutions, as I said earlier. Another thing that really worked was, sort of globalizing our education, globalizing what the children were learning. So while they identified issues which were happening throughout the pandemic within their own places, whether it was health, whether it was climate change, whether it was women empowerment, because we understood that women were getting a raw deal during the pandemic. So all our study was related to pandemic zone, whether it was history, geography, even if it was science, even if it was mathematics. We brought out those things for the children to develop their own critical thinking and resolve the issues in their mind, even if they felt that, we are too small, we cannot do anything. We got them empowered, we got them to believe that you can at least create awareness for yourselves, create awareness for the world, and that is where your start point is. Because there is nothing too small. Each one of us is enough, each one of us matters. And trust me, it was a very, very empowering experience for all the children also, because it was their own journey. They owned their learning. We did not have to push them through it. So they were choosing their own goals, they were choosing their own challenges and coming out with design thinking things and, sort of unique ways of looking at it. Keeping, of course, the teacher was the backbone. The teacher was planning everything. We could never take away the whole idea of, okay, we can relax. So there was a lot of collaboration even for us. There was a lot of collaboration for the children. And it was a holistic learning experience, which we really, really have been able to showcase through Seesaw and Wakelet and Fibrid. So, one has a great amount of credit to give to these tools and the whole system. Plus, of course, the whole faculty, whole community that is working together. And there's so much learning that's happening right now, even while I'm here. So thank you all so much for this wonderful experience. I've really, really enjoyed myself a lot.
Thank you so much, Ms. Abarjiti. I'd like to ask you, Ms. Pretty and Ms. Abarjiti, if you don't mind, would you mind sending us your amazing presentation to share with our attendees, just maybe after our session? Just you can send us. Yeah, you can send us, Ms. Pretty, your amazing presentation to share with our attendees, please. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, perfect. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So we have already discussed Miss Gloria, the amazing Miss Pretty and Miss Abarjiti, and we are going to share their amazing presentation with you after our session. Now it's time for our last featured speaker, Mrs. Stormy Daniel from the US. She's an MIE fellow, and above all, she's a teacher. She's just a teacher. And I think that Mrs. Stormy, you are going to introduce yourself while presenting your presentation. So Mrs. Stormy, feel free to unmute yourself. The microphone is yours.
Thank you, my friend. And thank you to everybody that's here. You inspire me. I hear myself twice, but that's okay. We keep going.
We can hear you. Yeah, feel free to share your screen.
Okay. So I do not want to share like that. Let me share my sound. Let me stop. Like in the classroom, I share the wrong thing. I'm just going to share my desktop, and I want to share my sound because I want to include my student's voice, because that's why we're in it. All right. And so I'm going to share with this I'm going to share this with you, my profile, and you can have all these ideas. Please steal them. All right. I want to show you practical applications of how we can amplify students' voice from the classroom. Before I begin, I would like to tell you that my students are 7 years old, and they, aren't high school students. They're not what you would expect of problem-based learning students. So this is for all students, and they deserve this, all right? So I'm going to show you some ways I use these tools to collaborate in the classroom, all right? So my students are 100% remotely right now. Next week, half of us go to the classroom, half of us stay home. So I'm planning to do the same thing, all right? And so this is a way I give them a science discovery, right? And so in Wakelet, I have my lesson in Wakelet. Each day in the lesson, when I'm in the classroom, and I'm going to show you how to do this, I record in the classroom.
Welcome to the Lights and Sounds of Energy Challenge. The National Energy Education.
So, well, I give them, everything is a challenge in my classroom that they have to solve a problem in the world, right? And they're inspired to come up with a solution. Of course, it's based on what I need them to know. As our previous speaker just said, we are behind the scenes, but the children think they are indeed changing the world, because they are. They're coming up with their ideas. And so the Wakelet is set up in the beginning. It is just the first lesson and everything they need. So my students that can't log in with me are provided the same opportunities to learn that the students that have access 24/7 are provided. So they hear the lesson, and this was the next day's, in-class lesson. And then their video, so it's all very streamlined for them. And the beauty of Wakelet is you can keep collecting, adding to your collection, and then the students only have one link. All right. Or if you use learning spaces, they have one link to the entire class. And I would love the time to teach you how to use the practical application of learning spaces and Wakelet and Flipgrid within, but I only have 10 minutes. But anytime you want to reach out, I am always here for you. Everybody is always here for you. All right. So this is just an overview to give you some examples of how to do that. All right. So this is my live science, and this unit is over and done with, but my students can always go back and they have added to the collection, right? So I want to show you another example of something we're doing now. Like everyone, we have a writing process, right? Just like the scientific process, just like any process you go through that you go through with your students. I have made it into a game because my students, again, are 7 years old, but I still want them to level up into the different levels of the writing process. All right. So I have presented them a game, game-based. They think it's a game, but it's truly just the writer's workshop process, which I'm sure everybody is familiar with. But my students, in their version, they get to move their tiger along the process and level up. And they're all excited right now because most of them are on the teacher conference level. And students are usually not excited to go to a teacher conference about their writing because they're reluctant to write, right? So all of their resources are right here. It's all interactive. And now I'm challenging them to get to my level so they can meet with me about their writing. And normally students don't want to do that because they don't think they're authors yet. They don't think they can write when they're 7 years old. But I introduce everything to them like it's something they want to do. And so it really gives a different perspective, and they're motivated to do what we as educators need them to do anyways. So behind the scenes, and behind the scenes, we are the puppet masters. We are controlling it, but they think they are controlling their learning. And that's the objective of learning, is autonomy, responsible for yourself and your learning. All right. And so you'll see that level 6, I don't have a mini lesson for level 6 yet because I haven't launched it yet. And they're excited because they know it's coming. And normally they're not excited in a regular classroom, right? And so these are practical ways a teacher can begin to innovate the classroom. All right, because most educators will not start here for global collaboration. So we have to start with the educators where they are. Most of us in this room are probably not in the classroom still. So what you're doing is mentoring teachers to become globally connected. We know we just can't tell them, go do a global project, because that's overwhelming. So we start with bits and pieces, and then we get to this level. We just completed celebrations around the world project in my grade level at my school. And I work with 3 other second grade teachers who are very reluctant to get their kids to connect, to trust, to take a risk, to do that. So I simply had them study one country. And thank you to Ms. Preeti for collaborating with this classroom on, she collaborated with India, this classroom. So one classroom studied Italy, and however they did it, they made their own Wakelet collection. And I simply added it to the main one. And then somebody studied our own country, United States. Somebody studied India, and I was able to get that teacher to take a risk and connect to Miss Preachy and her educators. So they're starting to bridge that gap globally. They're getting there, baby steps. So my class, this is my class, and my class connects every day around the world. They don't only learn in El Paso, Texas, where we live. My classroom is already globally connected with everything. So we were able to take more risks, and we did 3 countries, Bahrain, Argentina, and Nigeria. I'm very thankful that I have friends, co-teachers, Mr. Mohammed, Miss Uche, Miss Maria from Argentina, that would meet with my class, and they came into the classroom, and it was very simple for us to meet and collaborate with them through powerful tools like Teams, Wakelet, right? And the best thing was that the students got to come up with their own questions to ask them. We had reporters asking the questions.
Hi, my name is Bridget, and I live in the United States. My questions are, where are you located and what language do you speak?
So the students came up with their own questions, and they were curious. They asked the same questions to all 3 hosts from the countries. And so those hosts were gracious enough to respond to them in Flipgrid with their voice, and the students received a personal response back to their question.
Hi, my name is Mohammed. I am from Egypt, but right now I have been teaching English in the Kingdom of Bahrain for more than 9 years. Our native language is Arabic.
So you see that the students not only got their voice heard, but somebody actually responded to them, right? And then after Mr. Mohammed responded to them, he visited our classroom, and actually spoke with the entire class. So he helped them with their project, but he also showed them that, even though he is from a totally different culture, even though, we may live in a different part of the world, we are all connected. And that is why our unit every holiday season, December timeframe, is not to learn about Christmas, which is the majority of our celebration, but to learn about how people around the world celebrate. And it really brings community together to our students. And before I get kicked off of here, I want to show you how easy this is to do when you're remote teaching. So I am going to simply come back to the Teams. I'm going to stop sharing my camera here, and I just clicked Edit Collection. And this is how I do my live lessons from the classroom. I just click on Add a Video. And this is also better because now, when it loads, now my students are able to see me teaching, whereas in the Teams meeting, I'm just down there on that little box. Right now, I have their full attention. So I'm in a live meeting with you all. Hi, my friends. I am live in an international webinar with the 21st Digi-Skillz with educators around the world who really believe in you guys, believe in the power of what you are doing as change makers. All right. And so I just wanted you to leave you with that little message to let you know that your space was visited and that educators care. All right. And so if my audience can say something so you can see that we can hear you. All right. When I record. So this is how I do it. And you see, I totally forgot to push the record button. I do that in the classroom all the time, but that's okay because my students see that I'm not perfect. All right. And so if anyone from the audience in the webinar would like to say, good job, kids, or something, I don't know, just so you can hear that I get my students when they ask a question, it's being recorded. So anybody who is not present in the meeting, mostly in my community, because we don't have equitable access. They don't have access 24/7. They have to go somewhere to download something, or they sit in the restaurant parking lot or the school parking lot to get access. All right. So they are part of it. And as an educator, I don't have to pre-record this. This is live. And I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to stop recording, push next. I was muted in the meeting. Okay, I'm back. So this is an excellent way for you to flip your lessons to with ease. Like while you're live teaching, go ahead and record it in Wakelet. They can see you. You saw I was like main screwing. That's one of the main problems with remote instruction is the students can't see us when we're teaching. You saw that they see me. Now this is like a live thing. I say done. I'm done editing. So you see how quick this is in the collection. All right. And so that's just a something I learned along the way of 10 months of remote teaching. All right. And so I don't know that many people realize that that's very possible. And so this is automatically already in, I believe it was in here, wherever I save that to, it's already there. So when I give my students this link, they already have this link, they already see it, all right? We embedded our flip grids that we received from India, from Miss Preeti's teachers, are in the classroom that did Italy, all right? So I have so many exciting things I could show you, but I'm not allowed to take that much time. So I just want to encourage you to follow me on Wakelet, my Wakelet profile. You'll see it's categorized today's webinar, what I shared with you, and then our live collaborations. I want you to join us. These are things that are live, things happening right now with global educators around the world, most of them in this room with me. So lesson design, all of my trainings are here. So whatever you need, and if you need something else, let me know and I can quickly create a Flipgrid short for you. All right. So I will stop talking now because I could talk forever about how to amplify student voice. If I could get back to the meeting. So I'm grateful I was able to speak today, but I want to end with one thing. Let me stop sharing my screen so I could just be me talking. One thing I would like to say, the title of my presentation is The Wake Doesn't Drive the Boat. So the wake is the trail that's left behind from the boat. We need educators willing to take a risk. We need educators that understand the power in empowering students. So these are great tools, as James from Wakelet said, these are amazing technology tools. Technology is just technology. What we need is somebody to drive the boat. All right, we need educators willing to take a risk, but it cannot anymore be that one teacher in the school. I can't wait till I'm in such Mrs. Smith's class because I get to do projects. It has to, you know, be all of us. We have to change education for everyone. It can't be the kids that are lucky enough to have that one teacher. All right. So we as educators need to start empowering this way, sideways. All right. We are the system, as Sir Ken Robinson says, we are the system. We are the ones that's going to change education. Even in the United States, where we have very rigid, very old school systems, we are the ones that can change that system. All right. So I thank you for your time and I thank you for your collaboration. And it's so good to see you. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Stormy. This is really
my camera wasn't
powerful.
on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rookie
Thank
mistakes.
You. So,
Thank you so much.
it is so powerful. But Mrs. Stormy, I think we have a question from Miss Elena, from our friend Miss Helen from Russia. She asked you, will it be a kind of hybrid learning? She's asking about your techniques, your ideas. Is it a kind of hybrid learning?
Absolutely. Tuesday, I begin hybrid learning. So I have some in the classroom with me and some at home. I am not changing anything I'm doing. If I go back full time, I'm not changing what I learned during remote learning, right? We have learned, even those of us that are tech savvy and integrate technology at the highest levels, we have learned so much from this experience of remote learning. We are so grateful that we've had this opportunity to become even more connected. to put learning in our students' hands because we had to. And we often say our students lead our classrooms, but this truly was a test of that, right? And so I will never go back to, right, you know, what I even used to do. And I thought I had an innovative classroom. I will never go back to that because I have empowered even at a higher level. So hybrid, remote, face-to-face, whatever you want to call it, students need the opportunity to want to learn, and not only want to learn to read. I truly believe that literacy is where our inequity is across the board, because we show our kids these innovative STEM projects or, you know, collaboration things in science and social studies, but yet some kids can't go to those classes because they're in reading intervention class, right? So first of all, those classes are not for everybody. But then if they do somehow get into those programs, if they don't have the basic literacy skills in their own native language, they are not going to be able to perform well. So they're probably brilliant and they probably have the answers to the world's problems, but we're not ensuring those students from the beginning, and I teach very young students, we're not ensuring that they can communicate well. And I'm not saying literacy, just reading, I mean communication. I can communicate clearly in my native language such that a computer can speak for me in your language, right? And that is the global goal. It's not just, I can read well to pass a test, but can I read well enough, and do I want to learn to read and communicate? Writing and reading is, you know, the same. Can I communicate my ideas in such a way that I can share my ideas with a student, with Mr. Muhammad's students, and together we make a difference, even if we don't speak the same native language. So I think we need to be equitable in our foundations and then empower students to make the difference, if that makes sense. But yes, back to the question, I'm sorry, that's my soapbox, is equity through literacy, communication skills for all, because the answers to our problems are not in the, I'm not going to say not in the smart kids, because all kids are smart, not in the kids who already have the access. Our answers are coming from those kids. We need to get them the access. All right. As Miss Gloria, I'm so proud of her. Like, she is my inspiration. She drove many, many miles to be able to share her ideas with us today because she made it happen. There's no excuse. So thank you, my friends.
Now I'd like to invite our featured speakers just only to give our amazing participants just a piece of advice, some tips and tricks on how to transform their classrooms into digital ones. Starting with Miss Pretty from India. Miss Pretty, would you mind unmuting yourself, please, giving us some tips, a piece of advice just only to support our mission?
Today, the topic that I chose was telling you about assessments. So I would like to again share my screen with all of you and show you an insight to how, you know, the question papers are made and how they are collected, how they are kept in folders. I would like to give you a glimpse of my Excel sheets. Give me a moment, please. So Stormy, I am following you now. I was excited to open your Wakelet, and here I follow you. Okay, where has my gone? Just a moment, please. Yes. So when I am taking my classes, I am very fond of showing, making my classroom interesting. So I'm a social science teacher, and I have many YouTube video collections that I keep for my students on this tab. With the plus icon, I add my tabs, whatever I want my students to show. I will take you what I was talking about, but this is something that I really like. So when I introduced a lesson on the 7 continents, I wanted to show them. So I gathered, I was looking at the YouTube videos, and so I can play this. But before that, I must tell you that we must remember, because I'm going to play it, but you will not be able to hear because I did not add the, I'm sure you're not able to hear it. So there is one feature which is called include computer audio. So you must remember to include your computer audio. So the next time, teachers, you share your screen, and I am going to take you back again. So this is a wonderful thing that I really enjoy doing.
Continents are massive land masses found on Earth. The Earth has 7 such continents, from largest in size to the smallest. They are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia.
So similarly, you can see here when I, I can click this plus button, and it gives me, it allows me to add whatever I want to, some form, some any other app that I have ready for my children. I can always add on it and show it to them later. So this is a little homework that the educators do. So like for YouTube video, you have seen and you know the URL, you can paste it here and then you put it there. Forms, so a lot of quizzing. I do a lot of after each and every, okay, I take and add an existing form. So this is like I've pasted my form here, and it will take my, okay. So my form is already here for my children to do. So I did not have to scroll to find it anywhere else. It is all there in my Teams app. So this is my little tips and tricks that I really believe in. You saw that there were many tabs that I could have added, and very interesting, one more tab that I ask you all to make use of is the insights. Insights, you come to know, like it was, children have just joined back from the winter vacations, but if you want to know their digital activity, how were they? How many students were inactive, active, how many missed their submissions? I think we are online, it is taking time. The data is taking time to come. So here you come to know that who were the active students and who were the non-active students. So this is giving me being the in charge for classes. So I do not have for my one section, I have it for so many sections available for me. Okay, I will take you to my staff room. I call it my staff room, where I meet my teacher, my secondary wing teachers, and examination is on. And so it's taking time to open. All right, just a moment. Okay, so I was talking to you my grade 10 students, big children, they are giving their confidence test. And we have their folders here from where, you know, the question paper links are posted here. And the invigilators pick up the question papers from here. And then the other that I showed you, okay. So these are some tips and tricks, where to go, answer sheets. So when the teachers have collected their PDFs from their students, so subject-wise, so they put the answer sheets here. These are the various sections of the children, and this is how, where we collect. So it is not in the school that the papers are collected and, you know, given. So here we have different folders, different PDFs. So this is something I really appreciate of the technology. So these are students' PDFs, name-wise, that we collect. So I'm going to come back, not taking much of your time. So I hope it will help someone. Thank you. Over
Thank you so much,
Mr. Mohammed.
Thank you so much, Miss Pretty, for sharing your amazing tips. We really appreciate it. Thank you. So powerful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Miss Abrojiti, can you share something with us? If you have any tips or tricks, can you share anything with our participants, with our attendees?
Yeah, so I have believed this whole time, as Ms. Tommy very rightly said, that we all have done a lot of learning and unlearning. For me, it has been to let the children drive me. So whenever I enter a class also, I mean, in the physical space, now we are also going hybrid. So there are 2 children practically in the class and the rest of them are online. The children are leading the classes, the children are leading their projects, and they are actually covering several topics on their own. I am not doing that. They just share their docs with me. They just share and of course my children are little senior. They are grade 9 and 10, so they're able to own their learning in many ways. But I've seen them more driven than before because I allowed them to. So they identify the subjects, they identify the topics, and they are doing it themselves. They're relating it to what's happening around the world. They're talking about global context. They're doing things on their own, literally. And I am now actually just doing this. Okay, you speak, you speak, you speak, and you speak. So that ownership has come in, and the student agency is really, really powerful at this moment. So I would believe that one should give them the way to lead. They lead better than we will ever be able to.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much.
Well said. And exactly.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. Miss Gloria, your time, please. If you can hear me, unmute yourself. Miss Gloria, are you still there?
I think she has gone.
She's gone. Okay. No worries. Now it's time for some amazing announcements. Mrs. Stormy, your turn. I'm going to share my screen. Yes. Here we have some announcements for you.
Yes, sir. So upcoming, I'm very excited to hear from our founder, Ms. Uche. So I'm like hurrying up. Our upcoming events, we will have a meetup in February. So we try to do something every other month. We want a meetup or a webinar just to keep our community together. So in February, on February 13th, we will have a meetup, and that is just an informal place for us to all just come together. We might not have guest speakers, but we will allow the platform for everyone to speak and collaborate. So we invite you to join us on February 13th. We are going to have another webinar in March, and we want to hear from other educators. We would love you to submit a proposal through our 21st Digi-Skillz Facebook page or reach out to any of us. And we would love to hear the amazing work you're doing in your neck of the woods or your area of the world to empower students, all right, from the grassroots, educators that are actually in the foxhole doing it. Applications will close on the 1st of March, just so we can be sure to get everyone to agree and to get everyone, organized. And that is all. So I will see you in February. And I really want to hear from our founder, Ms. Uche. Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you, Mr. Stormy.
All right. Okay. Hello. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to, honestly, I don't even really know how to say thank you. I really want to appreciate everyone joining us today. I know you must have a tight schedule, but we are here, trying to change lives. Okay. I believe the awesome speakers, the distinguished speakers that have shared their ideas about how they are promoting the 21st century Digi-Skillz in their classrooms, in their communities. I believe we've learned one or two things from what they've shared so far. I really want to appreciate you once again, especially our special guest, Wakelet and the Wakelet squad team and Flipgrade that joined us today to encourage us. They are with us in what we are doing. Let me tell you something, no matter where you are, the environment, okay, where you are, at least we in Africa, we are struggling, okay, to bridge this gap. We are having a lot of challenges, to make both ends meet. But I just want to leave this word with you. Continue doing what you have passion for, what you're passionate for, okay? Because you are changing lives. You are inculcating these skills into our future leaders. Time will come when they will thank you for it. You are changing lives. I don't know, we even have less than 9 years to go to meet up with the United Nations global agenda. That's why we are all working tirelessly to meet up with for the actualization of the United Nations global goals. So in your little own way, try all you could to bridge this gap of digital divide and embark on some of these projects. It helps students, okay, even some that don't even have access to these devices, to these technologies. At least use the little one you have to make sure that it actually works for your classrooms. So I really want to appreciate you. Continue doing what you have passion for. And for you joining us today, we are so grateful. Without you guys, there will be no Digi-Skillz, especially our guest speakers. Thank you so much for joining us, okay? Continue doing what you're doing, and we are here to support you on every step of the way. So we shall continue doing this. Doing this a collaborative work. We can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. That's why we need to put all hands on desk to make this work. Thank you, the moderator. Thank you, everyone that has joined us. Thank you, Alina, for joining us from Russia. Thank you so much. And other educators that joined us today from across the globe. Thank you so much. What you're doing is not just joining us. It's not all about having, obtaining certificates or whatever. No, that is not the real thing. The real thing, what really matters is for us to doing what really matters to our students, because they are the futures of tomorrow. They are great leaders. So try to, in one way or the other, try to impact them positively. What you're doing to change lives, it matters. Together, we can change the world. Together, we can save our planet. Together, we can save our ocean. Together, we can solve all these, bridge the gap of these global goals. Okay, so continue doing what you're doing. I'm very, very happy for everyone for joining us today. And I thank you so much. I'm going to leave you here because of time. So many of you are, especially in India now, it's very late. You want to go have your dinner. I'm so, so grateful for having you guys. Forever be grateful. Thank you so much. And do have a wonderful, productive, prosperous, and fruitful new year ahead. Thank you so much. Mohammed, I cannot leave the mic with you.
Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Uchi. Thank you so much, Mrs. Stormy. Thank you so much for our amazing special speakers, Mr. James from Wakelet and Ms. Anne from Flipgrade. And a special thanks to our amazing, wonderful featured speakers, Miss Gloria from Nigeria, Miss Preeti from India, Miss Abrajiti from India. Thank you for your amazing presentation. I'd like to say that, but for you, we wouldn't have done this. Thanks to you, you have made it possible, and you have made it a huge success. So, together we can change the world, as the founder said. And the more we support each other, I think the better teaching we provide. And we are here just only to provide any kind of help and support to anyone, anywhere, from anywhere you are. Just only you can reach to any one of us, Mrs. Stormy, Miss Uchi, or even me, and we can provide you with any support you would like. Thank you for all the amazing participants, the attendees who have joined us. And as Ms. Uchi mentioned, it's not a matter of a badge, it's not a matter of a certificate, it's a matter of education, it's a matter of teaching in its real kind. So we need just only real educators, and not only those who are seeking for any other benefits. So we need to learn more with you. Never learning never stops. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you very soon in February in our monthly meetup. Mrs. Stormy, you can end with some few words.
Would any of the participants like to share out about just some words? Anybody that's here, we are so thankful you have joined us, because if we don't have a voice, we don't have anybody to inspire. Not that we're inspiring, but you inspire us. All right. So any of the quote unquote audience, I don't want to say audience because we're all in this together, but if anybody would like to share some words, please unmute yourselves and talk to your community. This is your community as well as ours.
Just if you would like to say something, you can unmute yourself and start talking. I think that Miss Helen unmuted herself. Would you like to add something, Miss Helen?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting us today for this meetup. I am very happy to join you today, and I will obviously grab some ideas from these awesome educators and to start implementing them during my classes. That's great. And this community is a powerful one, because sharing is caring, as always, and only supporting each other, we can change our students, we can change the world, we can learn from each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Helen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. So, Mr. Mohammed, I pending any other comments from the community, it's all you, my host with the most. And we want to thank you, Mr. Mohammed, for always willing to do what we unreasonably ask.
Mrs. Stormy, but for you, we couldn't have done this, Mrs. Stormy. We are in this together.
Okay.
So we will see you in February 13th. Mark your calendars for an amazing inspirational event. Follow everybody. Let's change the world today.
Yes, yeah, and we hope
next
time.
See you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, we hope
Good
next
night.
time to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms.
Bye.
Preeti, Ms. Abrajiti.
Be
Thank you so
safe.
much.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Be
Thank
safe,
you so
be
much.
happy.
Yeah, we really appreciate the amazing work you guys are doing. Thank you.
And we would like to hear from you next time, inshallah. We would like to hear from you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's so much to learn from all of you.
For sure. We are in this together, Ms. Abrajiti. We learn from and with each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye all.
Bye-bye, Ms. Abrajiti. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.